you hear me there, Solomon?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. So we're at the new Hong Kong airport. We're on runway 07 left. And what we're going to do is we're going to take off here and we'll fly over to Kai Tak.
Yep.
And we'll do some circuits around Kai Tak. Okay?
All right. Yep.
So we're going to start off with our controls. We're going to start out in front of us, very basic with our control column. As you know, it's just very simple if you just treat it like a steering wheel in your car. If you want to go left, turn it to the left. You want to go right, turn it to the right. Okay?
Yep.
We can also climb. To climb, we're going to pull back. To descend, we're going to push forward. Okay?
Yep.
At your feet there, we've got the rudder pedals. Okay? Now, as you know, the control column only works in the air, so the rudder pedals are what we're going to use to keep us going straight down our runway. Okay?
Yep.
We're only going to use them when we're on the ground. As soon as we're about to take off, you're going to put your feet flat on the floor, and
Yep.
then we're going to take off. Okay? We don't need to use rudders in the air.
All right.
We have a yaw dampener that takes care of our balance for us.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Right here we have a throttle quadrant now. 2 engines on the aircraft, 1 and 2.
Yep.
If we want to increase our speed, we're just going to push them forward, and you're going to see our increase come up here.
Yep.
Now we measure our power off of the N1 fan, which is that big fan at the front of the jet engine. Okay, takes a little time to spool up, so that's why that little white line came out at the bottom. Okay, and that tells us where we're going to stop on our power setting. Okay, so you can see it stopped at 53%
Yep.
on the left, 54.7 on the right.
Yep.
Okay, now if we want to slow down, all we got to do is pull them back nice, slowly, and gently, and our power will come off and we'll slow down.
Yep.
Okay. Now we have 2 reverse thrust levers here. They're a device that's going to help us slow down. Okay, we only want to use them when we want to stop on our runway.
Yep.
To operate them, all you got to do is pull them up halfway to engage it,
Yep.
and all the way up. Okay.
Yep.
If we want to get rid of them, all we got to do is push them back down, and they will go away.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Now here we have a speed brake. It's another device that'll help us slow down. I'll operate that today, but you will see it fly back like that on the full stop landing.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All the speed brake is you might have seen on the commercial aircraft those panels that
Yep.
pop up.
Yep.
Okay? All they do is they dump all the lift, and they help us slow down by increasing our drag.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Here's our flaps. Okay? Now we have flap settings 0 to 40.
Yep.
We're only going to use 0 to 30. Okay.
Yep.
Now to operate it's very simple. You just got to put the flap selector next to the number that you want.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
So for example, if we want number 2, we just pick it up and drop it down at number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You'll also notice at 15 and 1 there are gates there, and the gates are just there to make sure we don't go past by accident.
Yep.
Okay. So to get past them, they're just a V. So all you got to do is pick it up, hit the gate, let it go down, and pick it up again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to use flaps for takeoff. We're going to use flaps 5 for takeoff.
All right.
So if you want to select our flaps for us. Excellent. Now, you also see the trim wheels here. They'll be moving around.
Yep.
It's just me adjusting the trim to make sure the controls don't get too heavy. Okay?
All right.
Any questions about that?
No.
No? Excellent. We're going to move in front of us here to our 2 screens. We've got our navigation screen here on our left, and we've got our primary flight display on the right.
Yep.
Okay? Now, in the center there, that's our artificial horizon.
Yep.
Blue being the sky, brown being the ground. That square there represents our nose.
Yep.
These white lines, they go up by 2.5 degree increments. So that line's obviously 10.
Yep.
2 lines above it's going to be 15. 2 lines below it, it's going to be 5.
Yep.
Okay. Up there, you've got your turn coordinator. So it's going to tell us that one there is going to slide out in the opposite direction of our turn.
Yep.
And it's going to tell us the angle of bank. Okay. So it's just normal 10, 20, 30, 45, and 60.
All right.
Okay, we're only going to turn at a maximum of 30 degrees.
Yep.
Okay, if we go past about 35, it'll give us that angle of bank warning. Okay.
Yep.
On the right there, we've got our altitude tape. It's going to tell us how high we are. We've got it set at 2,000 feet. That's the altitude we're going to fly over to Kai Tak at.
Yep.
And our altitude will appear in that box there. Okay.
Okay.
Over here is our speed tape. We've got it set at 144 knots up the top there.
Yep.
Our speed will appear in this box here.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I'll just talk you through the takeoff. What's going to happen is I'm going to say we're going to go down the runway. When I say V1 rotate, you're going to pull back and you're going to get that square up to the 15 line.
Yep.
Okay, you're going to hold it there until I tell you to lower it.
All
okay?
right. Yep.
And we're only going to go to 2,000 feet. And to keep us level at 2,000 feet, you're going to probably keep the square just around that 5 line there.
Okay. Yep.
Because we have a swept wing, if we hold it on the horizon, you'll notice we will descend.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's actually to descend, I'll get you to hold it on top of the brown section.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Any questions about that screen?
No.
All good?
Yep.
Here we have our navigation screen. Okay, now just think of it like a GPS in a car. We're represented by that triangle there.
Yep.
2 parallel white lines in front of us are our runway. Okay.
Yep.
Now we will spend the most of the time flying visually around Hong Kong.
Yep.
But we also do have a heading bug that I can just select a heading for you.
Yep.
Okay. you know you're going in the right direction and the right heading when that pink line becomes perfectly vertical. Okay?
All right.
You will also notice that you will have to anticipate stopping on your headings a lot. Okay?
Okay.
You'll get used to it. It's very simple once you get the hang of it. It's just another thing. Each plane's different.
Yep.
Okay? So any questions about that screen?
Not really.
Okay. You can also see on that screen you've got a lot of terrain around Hong Kong. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're just going to really work hard at making sure we maintain our altitude to the best of our ability. Okay?
Yep.
Now here's our landing gear. To operate that, you just got to pull it out and all the way up to raise it, or out and all the way down to lower it.
Yep.
Okay? The last bit up here is our mode control panel. Now we have an auto throttle in this aircraft, just like cruise control in a car.
Yep.
We've set 144 knots in our speed box there. If you want to increase our speed, you just turn it to the right. Decrease our speed, you'll turn it to the left.
Okay.
Okay. Now the flight management computer has determined 144 knots is our takeoff safety speed.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So any questions?
No.
Ready to go?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay.
The landing speed is 144 as well?
No, the landing speed will change due to our weight.
Okay.
We're going to use, if you look at your flight management computer there, we've got 30 degrees.
Yep.
This is our approach reference. So it's telling us at flaps 15, 30, and 40. If you look next to it, there's the speeds that it tells us. Okay, so probably our speed to do our touch and go at Kai Tak will be 138 knots. We add 5 knots on top of that just to give us a little bit of a safety.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Because the last thing we want is to go down below our VREF speed.
Yep.
Okay? So ready to go?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, so here's our parking brake here. If you want to push that forward, then I'll turn it off. Right hand on the throttles. Okay? You're going to push them forward until we hit the 4. Right there. So that's about 40% power. It's just a little increase. There we go. That's about enough. We're going to wait for those engines to stabilize. And once they have, you're going to press that N1 button there.
All right.
Okay? So they've stabilized. You can press the button. Both hands on the control column. You're going to see our power's increasing nicely there. And you're going to use your feet to keep us on the center of the runway. Okay? Now, you will feel like you're a little bit off to the side when we're going down the runway. It's just because we have what's called parallax error. Our cockpit is really wide, so we're never actually really sitting in the middle of the runway.
Oh, okay.
But to keep us in the center, if you keep that center line going down your right leg, you're going to be smack in the middle of the center.
Oh, okay.
So we're at about 110 knots now. Okay, you ready? V1 rotate. Pulling back, get that square up to the 15 line. You need to use quite a bit of muscle there. Excellent. There we go. There's 15 there. We have a positive rate of climb, so I'll get you to pull our landing gear out and all the way up. It's all right. Push forward now, down to the 10 line. Yep. You see these controls are quite heavy. I'll get rid of that flight director. You don't need that. Okay, hold it on that 10 line, all the way up to 2,000 feet. Excellent. You can put our flaps to, I'll just change that actually. Alright, we'll just wait for ourselves to speed up a bit and then we'll raise our flaps. Okay, you're going to turn around to the right, onto our heading there.
Alright.
Keeping it on that 10 line. And you're approaching 2,000 feet right now, so you can push forward and getting that square down to the 5 line.
Alright.
When you're ready though, you can put our flaps up to 1. Excellent. I'm going to keep the, so that's 0. We want to stop at 1. There we go. Just raise your nose a little bit there. Okay, now you can put our flaps to 0.
Alright.
Okay, so all the way up. Yep, down and up. Excellent. Okay, so you can roll out of your turn. Just roll a little bit to the left. Excellent. There we go. And raising that nose just slightly. Excellent. All right. There's Hong Kong Island in front of us to the right.
Yep.
The actual buildings are going to pop up in a second. We're still about 15 miles away.
Okay.
So we'll just wait for those to pop up and we'll have some visual references. Now, the thing that's difficult about Kai Tak is it's a continuous descending right-hand turn. Okay?
All right, yeah.
Now, the thing that's difficult about that is because if we cut the corner, we're going to end up in the bay. If we overshoot, we're going to end up in some apartment buildings. Okay? So we're going to set ourselves up quite ahead of time. Just raising that nose again. We want to maintain that 2,000 feet. We're going to set ourselves up quite ahead of time to make sure all we have to focus on is that descending right-hand turn. We're not worrying about are our flaps right, is our speed right.
All
okay?
right.
So what I'll get you to do now is put our flaps to 1. Yep, and our speed to 180. Excellent. There we we're going to maintain that 2,000 feet. So as you know, when we slow down, yep, we have to raise our nose to keep us from descending. Excellent. So right now what you can do is put our flaps to 5. Yep, and our speed to 160.
Okay.
Alrighty, we're going to make a turn to our left onto about heading like that. So turning left. Yep, and you can push forward a little bit now, getting a bit of a descent happening. When you're ready, you can put our landing gear down.
Alright.
Excellent. Now you can roll out of your turn. Yep, roll to the right. Excellent. Flaps can go to 15. Excellent. And our speed to 150. Just raise that nose a little bit. Excellent. Okay. You look at us, that's us there.
Yep.
There's our runway. So we're going to come along and go like that. Okay.
Alright.
You can put our flaps to 30 now. Yep. If you look at our speed there, 30 degrees of flap is 138 knots. So if we add 5 to that, what do we get?
43.
Yep. So set our speed to 43. Okay. Pushing forward now. Getting a bit of descent happening. You want to hold it just on that 2.5, just below that line there.
Alright.
Excellent. The reason we do that after we select 30 flaps, because we have all those flaps out, we get all this extra lift and it tries to balloon us back up.
Yep.
So we just push forward to compensate for that. Okay. Now can you see some flashing lights on the ground?
Yep.
Yep. If you notice, they kind of curve off to the right.
Yep.
Yep. So we're going to fly over the tops of those lights and we're going to come in to land, and we'll do a touch and go.
Okay.
As we're coming into land, you can look out the windows like parallel to us and you can see how low we get over the buildings.
Yeah.
Just raise that nose a little bit there. We're getting a little bit low. I'm going to turn the auto throttle off, and so we're going to have manual control of our speed. So I'm going to put a little bit of power there. Excellent. You can see those lights kind of curving off to the right now.
Yep.
Yep. So following those lights around, it's just a nice gentle turn. Give yourselves a little bit of extra power. See our runway out there?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, I'll get you to pop your right hand on the throttles. When you hear 50 feet over the loudspeaker,
yep,
you're going to pull them back nice and gently, and we're going to land. Okay?
Alright.
Increase your turn a little bit there. A little bit more. And pulling back at the same time. No, raise the nose. Yep, raise the nose, raise the nose, raise the nose. Roll to the left, roll to the left. Raise the nose just slightly. There we go. Pull the throttles back. Hold it there. Beautiful. How gentle is that?
That was.
Right hand.
Right.
There, push them halfway forward. Yep, just hold them there. We're going to wait for them to catch up. Excellent. Now you can push them all the way forward.
Okay.
Excellent. Using your feet again just to keep us in the center there. You ready to take off?
Yep.
V1 rotate. Raise that nose up to the 15-degree line. You want to keep that control column straight. Yep. Okay. Positive rate of climb. Landing gear up. All the way up. Pushing forward now. Down to the 10 line. Oh, yep. And roll to the right just slightly. Excellent. Pushing forward. I'm going to adjust our speed here. Okay, we're going to level off at 2,000 feet, so push forward down to just above the 5 line there. Excellent. They're quite heavy, aren't they, the controls?
Yeah.
Okay, pulling back. Okay, excellent. Well done.
Thank you.
Beautiful landing. Can't ask for better than that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to maintain our heading for a little bit longer there.
Alright.
Okay, and then we're going to make a left-hand turn. Now basically what we're going to do is a big figure of 8. So we're going to fly along, we're going to make a left-hand turn, we're going to come through some buildings, and we're going to make a right-hand turn and come back to land.
Okay? Yep.
So just pushing forward a little bit there. Just want to maintain that 2,000 feet. What do you reckon, girls? Good landing? Yeah? Okay, so you ready to make that turn?
Yep.
Maintain your 2,000 feet and turn around to the left. It's almost a 270-degree turn. Yep, so we can go to about 30 degrees angle of bank. Remember, just pulling back as you increase your turn. You want to raise that nose. A little bit more. Excellent. Hold your bank there and pull back. Pull back. Excellent. There we go. If we keep it just on that 5 line, that'll stop us from descending.
All right.
So do you want to be a commercial pilot, or you just want to do ultralights?
Air Force first. And
Air Force?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Do you want fast jets or transport?
Fast jets.
Fast jets. Stupid question. So what year are you in now at school?
11.
11, okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing physics and maths?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the big selection things for the Air Force.
Yeah.
Excellent. So there's your heading bug.
Yep.
Now you're going to roll out of your turn on that heading bug. I'm just going to constantly adjust it to make sure we get it right. There's
right.
Hong Kong. You can see the high intensity approach lights of that runway there in the water. Now if you look to the left, you can see Hong Kong Island, and then there's the mainland there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can also see 2 tall buildings.
Yeah.
We want to fly smack bang in the middle of those buildings.
All right.
Okay. Pushing forward, just lowering that nose. Yeah, and you'll roll out of your turn on that pink line. So keep coming to the left a little bit more. Keep coming to the left. Excellent. You can bring our speed back to 160 knots. And our landing gear can go down. Roll just slightly to the right. Excellent, okay. Get a little bit of a descent happening, so just pushing forward, just gently, almost sitting just on top of that line there. That's great.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, you can put our flaps to 15. Excellent, and our speed to 160. Sorry, 50.
Oh, okay.
Great. Pushing forward a little bit more, we get a little bit of a descent happening.
All right.
Now what we'll do, we'll fly out a little bit further, and we'll do what's called we'll do a right-hand procedural turn.
Yep.
So you familiar with those?
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. So basically, it's a very fancy name for basically a right-hand turn. What we initially will do is we'll come out to the left, and then we'll do a right-hand turn.
Oh, okay.
And just by coming out to the left gives us a little bit of extra room.
All right.
Okay. When you do your IFR flying and all that, you'll learn about that.
Oh, okay.
They have a lot of fancy names for very stupid things. Not stupid, just simple things.
Yeah.
Okay, just raising that nose now. We're getting a little bit low. We want to maintain our 2,000 feet. Excellent. All right, so you can come out to the left onto your heading bug there.
All right.
Rolling to the right, that's perfect. Pushing that nose forward. Excellent. Raise that nose a little bit more. A little bit more. Excellent. There you go, there's the peak. Would never ordinarily get this close.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so what we'll do is we'll adjust our heading. We'll come a little bit further to the left. Yep, so maintaining your altitude and coming out to the left. Okay, yep, rolling to the right now. We'll set ourselves up to land. Okay, we have an auto brake here.
Yep.
Just as the name suggested, it's another brakes that turn on automatically when our wheels hit the runway. So if you want to turn that around to the 3.
All right.
Yep. I'll arm the speed brake. See see it come up, speed brake armed.
Yep.
Now we're going to select flaps 30.
Okay.
Yep. And speed to 142.
Okay.
Pushing forward, getting that balloon from all that lift. Excellent. Now we're going to make our turn around to the right.
Alright.
See a master caution come up here for fuel.
Yep.
If we look at our centre tank, we've used all the fuel in our centre tank.
Okay.
That's fine, we've got plenty of fuel in our wing tanks there, but we want to turn the fuel pumps off for that centre tank. Just increase your turn to the right, we've got some mountains in front of us.
Okay.
Now to turn those fuel pumps off, you just got to flick these two switches up and off.
Alright. So up
Yep.
and then...
No, up, that's all. That's
Okay.
right. And then press the big black square, that's the recall button. Excellent, no lights came up, so we're all good. Increase your turn a little bit more. Hold it about there. Now there's our runway.
Okay.
There we are. We're going to come along like that. Okay?
Yep.
So increase your turn, keep coming around. It's all right if we kind of cut the corner here because we want to avoid all those mountains there.
Okay.
And raising that nose. Now I'm going to let you land this one all on your own. Raising that nose. So it's much the same as before. When you hear 50 feet, you're just going to pull back on the throttles.
Alright.
But once we have all our wheels on the runway, you're going to use the reverse thrust, okay? You're going to pull them up.
Okay.
There we go. Can you see almost directly in front of us, there's two bright lights on the ground?
Yep.
There's one to the left and one to the right.
Yep.
Aim for the one on the left. Rolling left now. That's the beginning of those strobe lights that kind of curve round, and they'll be your guide, okay?
Yep.
Now, have you done an ILS approach before? Do you know how they work?
Just using instruments?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Alright, this is excellent. You start a little bit of a descent very gently, pushing forward and getting that square below that first line there.
Yep.
Give us a nice gentle descent. Excellent. Nicely done. We can increase our rate of descent a little bit there, just because we're a little bit high.
Okay.
Which I'm fine with. At Hong Kong, it's always better to be too high than too low. Excellent. So you can start to see those strobe lights on the ground. You're going to follow them around. No, I'm not going to do anything.
Do we use any rudders on the approach?
No, we don't use rudders.
Okay.
I'm going to turn that auto throttle off. Give it a little bit of extra power. Just raise the nose. We're descending a bit low there. Pulling back. Follow those lights around. Pushing forward a little bit now. Pushing forward. Push forward. We're getting a little bit high. Okay, just relax your turn just slightly. We're losing, we're cutting the corner slightly there.
Okay.
Right hand on the throttles. Here's our runway. Look out to the right. Raise that nose just slightly. A little bit more. There you go. Excellent. Raise the nose. Come out to your left. Push forward. Push forward. Pull back on the power just slightly. Pushing forward. Lower that nose to get us down. 100. Okay. Raise the nose. out to your left. Those are throttles. Oh, gravity will win. There we go. Okay, reverse thrust. Pull that up. Reverse thrust can go off. You're going to use your feet now. Going to clean up a little bit here. Okay, we're going to taxi on a little bit further. Okay, we will come to some taxi lights. And they'll be off to the left, and we're going to taxi out to our left.
Okay.
Green dots.
Yep.
Follow them around to the left. It's a 180-degree turn because we're on a peninsula, so we've got water on that side and water on that side.
All right.
So we want to follow those all the way around to the left. Excellent. So you want those lights to be going down your right leg, and that'll keep us nice and in the centre. Go and we'll park.
Do you normally fly commercial?
Yeah, I'm a commercial pilot.
Yeah.
So at the moment I fly Chieftains and 402s.
Yeah.
But I'm doing an interview. I'm actually in the interview process with Cathay Pacific at the moment. So
okay.
Hopefully very soon I'll be up to the jets.
That's cool.
Alrighty, we might park on the just off to the right here.
Yep.
Let's park on that bridge. So we'll come around to the right. Excellent. Okay, when I come to a stop, you can pull our park brake on.
Okay.
Okay, what we're going to do now, I just started our auxiliary power unit. So you can see there it's spooled up, and we're using the generator from the auxiliary power unit to give us power when we're on the ground, okay?
Okay.
Now these lights up here are telling us that the engine generators are off.
Yep.
So what we can do is we can shut our engines down now, okay? Now to do that, we're just going to starve them of fuel. So if you want to pull the number 1 fuel there, just pull it out, down, and let go. You see there, it's starting to shut down.
Okay.
Just give it a little bit, and we'll do the same with the right one. I get a little bit of a jiggle on the right. What I might do is we'll just shut its fuel pump off and it'll stop. Okay? So the fuel pumps are here. So you're going to flick those 2 up and off. That's the fuel pumps for the right engine. And we're going to do the same on the left, but we're only going to switch that one off, okay? So we're going to flick that one up and off.
Yep.
The reason we do that is we've got to give fuel to our auxiliary power unit, and it uses that fuel pump to get its fuel, okay?
Yep.
Now we've got a whole lot of things we can switch off because we don't need them anymore, okay? Now up here, we've got our probe heat.
Yep.
We can turn those off, so flick them up and off. We're going to flick our hydraulic pumps up and off, so the 2 in the center there.
Okay.
Excellent. Now we're going to turn the APU bleed on, so just push that one down.
Alright.
And then we're going to open up the isolation valve so you can push that one down. Excellent. Well done.
Thank you.